Yeah, you could see Jose breaking the balls here, and it was just kind of like it seemed like a meant to be thing. This match right here, I played incredible. It was kind of funny. I couldn't sleep the night before, like at all, and I still had to play a winterside match, the hot seat match, and I kind of stumbled through it playing Keith McCready. I started off terribly, but then I got it together. I knew I had about 3 hours or so before the final, and so I went back and tried to sleep, and it was a good thing. And then come in, I practiced. I never made a ball practicing, so I'm like, oh my gosh, you know. And then once the adrenaline kicked in, it was all good. You know, this last rack, I had to play a nice safety here on the one. You know, I broke and ran something like 7 or 8 racks in the finals. So even though I didn't feel like I was going to make much of a mistake, you know, it's Jose Perica. So I don't want him at the table at all, you know. And so I was pretty happy that he broke dry, considering, and I had a little bit of a look to do something. You know, here you can see the commentator kind of marking the 3 had gotten knocked into a tough position. So Jose plays a smart kick shot, but doesn't get a rail here in a moment. And, you know, these guys, you rarely ever get ball in hand, you know what I mean, no matter how good the snooker is. But just so happened I did get ball in hand here, and, you know, he kind of knocked the 6 in an unfavorable position, and the 3 being so tough. You wouldn't believe how tight the 3 was going by this 8. So the commentator actually suggested that I would move the 3 with ball in hand. But when you're playing well, you want to take on the tough stuff knowing that you're going to at least be guaranteed a shot. It may be a tough one, but you're going to be guaranteed a shot. When you're playing well, you accept that. That's just how it is, you know. I feel like when I'm in stroke, especially back then, you know, I had a lot of game. Tough layouts didn't bother me. They almost keep you engaged a little bit more. And like right here, getting from the 3 to the 4 is going to be really tough. But the commentator actually says here I overrun the position, and he's a good friend of mine, Billy Incardona. And I actually got perfect on the 3, because if you have to draw the cue ball on the 3, the 3 is going to come off the rail and contact the 8. So you have to play a little thinner so you can roll this in with spin. That way the 3 stays on the rail. And once I got this ball down and I saw the cue ball come across and get clean, it kind of felt like, all right, it's my title to win now. And I was just real proud because I stayed real engaged the entire tournament and on into this match.
What are you thinking in this moment? Are you just hyper-focused on the table, nothing else just concentrating on the ball at a time?
Yeah, I was one that once I learned how to use a routine, I really leaned on it. You know, like I kind of did the same thing every shot. And you're never going to not know it's not Hill, or not Hill, but the final of the U.S. Open. You're never going to not know the surroundings, but what a routine does is it kind of dilutes that a little bit, and it just kind of makes you get involved in yourself. And that's what I did there that week, and I probably did it the best in the finals, which is a pretty special feeling, yeah. So I got a little straight here on the 5, not the best position to get from the 6 to the 7, but I think this 5 ball will kind of show you how I was feeling. Because I didn't really back down here. I kind of rifled this ball in, just trying to get the cue ball off the rail some. And you can see I was a little jacked. My tempo was a little faster than normal, but the good thing is that, you know, I kind of went with it and, you know, just said, hey, don't worry about it, swing the cue and see what happens. Unfortunately, I have the sweatiest hands that there ever has been in pool. Most players would quit if they had my hands, but it also kept me engaged in that routine. You know, Jose said afterwards that I kind of put him to sleep with the routine a little bit, but it was a must for me. I mean, you know, adrenaline going, sweaty hands already. It was like I wouldn't put my hands on anyone at that moment. It was just happened to be, but yeah, I got myself in position here, and now I knew it was all just about finishing, really. Well, once I got the cue ball to slide over to the rail, I knew it was real natural. Probably have to feint not to get out from here, you know, but I hit the 8 a little light. Maybe I got a little ahead of myself, saying one time Gabe, you know, Gabe Owen me and him were kind of like Al-Kaidi and FSR for many years. And so a little shout out to him. And ironically, he went on to win it the next year, which was, I think that one of the coolest things ever in the history of the U.S. Open. So, and you can see I fell a little short there. Billy and Cardona commenting, you know.
Is that the adrenaline?
Well,
So concentrated on not wanting to overrun it that you had.
two things. I didn't want to scratch, you know, even though the scratch wasn't there, but I didn't want to land on the rail. It seems like when you're on the rail, when the nerves are high, any ball's missable. And if I happen to miss this 9 right here, Jose, he could do something special. Yeah, I was pretty happy there. Scott Smith, who was a longtime tournament director of ours, he's the one who gave me the nickname Double J, and it was kind of nice to be able to give him a high five. He's the one who kind of started my career in a lot of ways, and it was nice to be able to give him a high five after that win.